Okay, Jai Hind, myself Neha Garg, assistant professor, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, and today's topic is the diode equivalent circuits and the Zener diode. So basically, we know that the diode, like this, when we connect the P plate of the diode with the positive supply and N plate of the diode with negative supply, then this diode will be in forward bias. So if we connect this diode with different resistance and with supply voltage, and we want to know the amount of current that is flowing through this diode or the voltage drop across this diode, then we have to replace this diode with the equivalent circuits, different type of equivalent circuits. So there are three possibilities that we can draw the equivalent circuit. These first and second two are the practical circuits, practical diode circuit, and this is for the ideal approximation. As we know, like in PN junction diode, the VI characteristic curve is like in this way, and for ideal diode this is like in this way, because in ideal diode cut-in voltage is 0, means this voltage, this cut-in voltage Vk, this knee voltage or cut-in voltage is 0 in case of the ideal diode. So conduction is start at V is equal to 0, this conduction is there, and also the reverse saturation current, this current is 0 in case of the ideal diode. So this is the current flowing, current is 0 in the reverse bias for the ideal diode. So there is a difference in between the ideal diode and the practical diode. So we can replace this diode according to its category. If it is a practical diode, we can replace this diode using these two models, and if it is an ideal diode, we can replace this model with the help of this ideal approximation. So first model is our piecewise linear model. So in this model we can see like the VI characteristics that we plot in this way. So same characteristics there, but here this is a linear model. So we have draw a line segment from this point, and we can see this is our knee point here. So this is called the piecewise linear model, and we know this is our ideal diode, and ideal diode the resistance is 0 in case of forward bias, and if we attach a resistance with this diode like it is of 100 ohm, and we also know in case of the ideal diode knee voltage is 0, and if we place a barrier of 0.7 with this, so we can see this is our ideal diode, and combination of this 0.7 and 100 ohm, these together form a practical diode, and this is the piecewise linear model of the diode. Means if the resistance of the diode means 100 ohm of the diode, resistance of the diode, and the knee voltage of the diode, this cannot be ignored in the resistance in the circuit, then we have to use this model of the diode. Like in simplified model, like our diode is this, and it is connected in a circuit, like this circuit has a number of resistance and number of batteries are there, like this is R1, this is R2, this is R3, this is plus minus 2 volt, this is plus minus V volt, and we can see this diode has a resistance, this resistance is RF. So this resistance is very less in comparison to these resistances R1, R2 and R3. These R1, R2 and R3, they form a R network, and if this R network is very high in comparison to the RAV is the resistance of this diode. So we can ignore the resistance of the diode in this case. Like in previous case, we have not ignored the resistance of the diode, we have taken the resistance of the diode, but in this case the resistance of the diode is like 100 ohm, and this is very less in comparison to the R network. R network, this R1 may be 2 kilo ohm, 3 kilo ohm, 4 kilo ohm, so equivalent will be almost 10 kilo ohm. So 10 kilo ohm is very high in comparison to 100 ohm, so we can ignore the 100 ohm. So now the equivalent circuit, this is the structure for the ideal diode. Ideal diode is connected with the knee voltage only, and here RAV has been removed. So generally in solving the numericals, we use this simplified model. Like we have to use this diode, like this is a silicon diode. So we have to place the knee voltage of this silicon diode. We will replace this silicon diode with 0.7 volt in the numericals. After that, ideal approximation is there. So in this ideal diode, we have seen R network is there. R network means the resistance of all the total equivalent resistance of all the resistance that are included in this network circuit, that is called the R network. RAB is the resistance of the diode. So if the R network is greater than the RAB, so we can ignore the RAB resistance. And also if E network means like different like this is our diode and it is connected in a circuit. This is the resistance, this is a battery, and also this is a resistance. Again there is a battery, again there is a battery, again there is a resistance. So this is R1, R2, R3, R3, and this is V1, V2, and V3. So equivalent of this V1 and V2 and V3, this will form a E network, and the mean voltage across this diode will be the Vk. So if this E network is very high, like suppose Vk is 0.7 and this V1 is 10 volt, 20 volt, 30 volt, so it is about near about 60-70 volt. So 60-70 volt is greater than in comparison of 0.7. So we can ignore the Vk voltage. So that combination, like this was the ideal diode, it is connected with its own resistance. After that, this Vk voltage. So this has been removed, this has been removed. So this circuit will remain in this way only. So this is the ideal diode. So in a numericals, when we are given a ideal diode, in that case we will ignore the resistance of the diode, and we will also ignore the Vk voltage, knee voltage of the diode. And if we are given a practical diode, so we will use a simplified model in which we will have to replace a diode with a 0.7 volt in case of the silicon diode, and in 0.3 volt in case of the germanium diode. So these are the three models that we have seen in the last slides. So in this case we can see this is the ideal diode. Ideal diode is connected with its own resistance, and this is its own knee voltage. So the equivalent representation is like in this way. And here in case of the simplified model, we have the RAB is very less in comparison to of the R network. That's why this slope has reduced in this way. Straight line is there because the resistance is 0. And here R network is greater than RAB and E network is greater than Vk. So it is represented by this ideal diode. And now this curve, this straight line has shifted to this point, because now Vk is also 0. So this is how we can solve the numerical. Like this numerical is given, this is SI is written here. SI is written here means it is given a practical diode. If it is an ideal diode, then here ideal is written or nothing is written here. Only the symbol of the diode will be there. If in a numerical there is a symbol of diode is there, it means we have given the ideal diode. Or it also be possible that ideal may be written over the diode, it means this is also ideal diode. But in case of the practical diode, either it may be written as a Si, or it may be written as Ge, or it may be written as a GaAs, gallium arsenide. So these are the practical diode. So we can see this P plate is connected with the 10 volt, means this connection will be in this way, like plus minus 10 volt. So positive plate of this 10 volt is connected with the P plate of this Si diode. It means this diode is forward biased, and we will use the simplified model. Simplified model, we replace this Si with the 0.7 volt. So we will replace this silicon diode with the help of this 0.7 volt. So now we can apply KVL here. So in this loop we will apply KVL. So after applying KVL, we can use like 10 volt is there. After that 4.7 I is there. After that 0.7 is there, minus 2.2 I, and after that 5 volt is 0. So we can find the value of I in this way, and this value is coming as 2.07 milliampere. And after that we can find the value of V1 by multiplying this I with the 4.7. So this will be the value of 4.7, and for V2 this 2.2 kilo ohm will be multiplied by 2.07, and output is across this much. So this voltage and this voltage both will include the output voltage. So we can see this is plus minus minus plus. So total output will be minus 5 plus IR2, that will be equal to minus 0.545 volt. Now we can see here in this circuit silicon diode is given, it means this is a practical diode, and 0.5 volt is applied over there, and we can see silicon required 0.7 volt to trigger, to become in a conduction state. So this 0.5 volt, this will not trigger this diode, and this diode will remain open, it will remain in open state, means it will be like in this way. This is 1.2 kilo ohm and this will be open. So at this end 0.5 is applied. So here it will be 0.5. So VD value will be 0.5. VD will be 0.5 volt, VR would be 0, and also the current flowing, this ID will also be 0, because the diode will be open, and since it is open, no current will be flowing through this, so ID will be 0 and voltage drop VD across the diode, we can see 0.45 is applied here. So this voltage is at this end also. This is 0.5 and no current is flowing here. So this point is at the 0 potential. So this difference will be 0.5, and this difference is equal to the VD. VD is 0.5 in this case. ID is 0. VR is the voltage across this. Since no current is flowing here, so VR would also be 0. So VR is 0. VD is 0.5 and ID is 0. So this will be the answer. After that, we have seen till now the equivalent circuits of the diode that we are generally used in the numericals, and now in PN junction diode, two types of breakdowns are there: Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown. So Zener breakdown, like this is the VI characteristics of the PN junction diode. So this region is a forward bias region, this region is a reverse bias region. So we can see if we increase the reverse bias voltage, so a point will come that at which the diode will breakdown will be there. So this part is called the Zener breakdown, and this is the avalanche breakdown. So the Zener takes place in between 5 volt to 8 volt, and this is beyond the 8 volt. Zener breakdown occurs due to the heavy doping PN junction diode, and avalanche breakdown occurs in the lightly doped PN junction diode. Since Zener diode is heavily doped, due to heavy doping, the depletion layer width is very small, and due to this very small depletion, like this is P, this is N, this is part is minus, this part is plus. So here the electric field intensity is very high, because electric field intensity is equal to E upon A. Area, the area is A is the area of this depletion layer width. So this depletion layer is very thin, that's why the value of this A is very small, and that's why this intensity is very high. Due to this less small area, this intensity is very high. So this due to this high intensity, the covalent bonds in the P and N junctions, they will break, and the huge amount of charge carriers will be free, and very large amount of current will flow. So this is the Zener breakdown. And avalanche breakdown occurs in between beyond the 8 volt, and at this volt, and since it is lightly doped, so depletion layer width is not very thin. So here the breakdown is not possible due to the high electric field intensity, because the doping level is not very high. Here the voltage applied is across the diode is very high. So at this high voltage, the kinetic energy of the electrons is very high, and they collide with the atoms with very high energy, and they impart that energy to the atoms, and atoms also lose the electrons. So this process becomes the chain process, multiplicative process. So this is the avalanche breakdown, and in voltage, in Zener breakdown, the breakdown voltage decreases with increase in temperature, but in case of the avalanche breakdown, the breakdown voltage increases with the increase in temperature. After that, Zener diode. Zener diode is a special type of diode designed to reliably allow current to flow backwards when a certain set reverse voltage known as a Zener voltage is reached. So basically, Zener diode, as we have seen in the last slide, Zener diode is a PN junction diode that is heavily doped, and due to this heavily doping, the depletion layer of the Zener diode is very small or very less. That's why the electric field intensity is very high, and due to this high electric field intensity, covalent bonds break, and huge amount of charge carriers will be available for the conduction. And when Zener diode is operated in the forward bias, it will behave as a, when it is forward bias, it will behave as a normal PN junction diode. When it is forward bias, it will behave as a normal PN junction diode, and when it is reverse bias, it may be open circuit or may be replaced with VZ voltage, depending upon how much voltage we have applied across the Zener diode in reverse bias. So the symbol across the symbol of the Zener diode is like in this way. Okay, so this is our Zener diode, and we have connected P plate with the positive supply and N plate with the negative supply. So this is the Zener diode in forward bias condition, and in reverse bias condition, like in this way, P plate is connected with the negative supply and N plate is connected with the positive supply. So this is the reverse bias and this is the forward bias. So here we can see this is our Zener diode, and positive potential is with the P plate and negative potential is with the N plate. So this is the Zener diode when it is in forward bias. So it will work as a normal PN junction diode. If it is of silicon, it will be replaced with 0.7, and if it is of germanium, it will be replaced with 0.3. Now we can see this is the reverse bias region. So in reverse bias region, we can see this part is there and this part is there. So if the voltage across, like this is our Zener diode, and we have given the reverse bias. This is minus, this is plus. P plate is connected with the negative and N plate is connected with the positive. So this voltage, this applied voltage is V, and if this voltage is less than the VZ voltage, VZ voltage is the breakdown voltage of the Zener diode. Like this is the breakdown voltage of the Zener diode. Means if the voltage across the Zener diode is V and this V is less than VZ, it means our Zener is working in this region, because this VZ is the reverse bias voltage. This horizontal axis is the reverse bias voltage that we are applying across the Zener diode, and if this reverse bias voltage is less than the VZ, means Zener is working in this region. And here we can see the amount of current is nearly 0, or it is very small due to the minority charge carriers only. So here it will work as an open circuit. In this region, Zener is working as a open region. Means if V is less than VZ, the Zener is open, and if this V is equal to or greater than VZ, then this region will be there. This region, this is the breakdown region. In this region, we can see the voltage remains constant. We apply we continue increasing the reverse bias voltage, but we will see that this VZ remains constant. Only the amount of this current will be increasing. So at this point, the Zener acts as a voltage regulator. Means voltage will be constant across the Zener. So if we have to we will use the Zener diode in a reverse bias region. In forward bias, it will act as a PN junction, normal PN junction diode, but in reverse bias, if the voltage applied across the diode is less than VZ, then it will be behaving as an open circuit, and if it is greater than or equal to VZ, then it will be working as a voltage regulator or will be replaced with the VZ voltage. Now we are going to see the three cases of the Zener diode when Vi and RL both are fixed, and second case is fixed Vi, RL variable, and variable Vi and RL fixed. So in first case, like this and this both are fixed. Like this is our voltage source, and this is applied across the load. This voltage is vary from 10 volt to 50 volt DC. Means sometimes it becomes 10, sometimes it becomes 11, 12, 30 up to 50. So then the voltage across this load will also be varying 10 volt to 50 volt. Likewise the input voltage. So what we do, we connect a what we will do, like this was our circuit and this was RL, and this is 10 to 50 volt plus minus. So what we will do, we will connect Zener here. This is plus, this is minus. So we have kept the negative end plate of the Zener in the upward direction, because we have to keep the diode in the reverse bias. So then only it will work as a voltage regulator. That's why we have connected the N plate with the positive supply and P plate with the negative supply, so that this diode may be in the reverse bias. Okay, so now what is our target? We have to work this Zener diode as a voltage regulator, means whatever with this input supply, it may be fluctuating, but the output across this RL must be constant. So this constant voltage, like this VL, must be equal to the VZ of the diode. The VZ of the diode is this. So so what we will do? So and here we will connect a series resistance also. This resistance will compensate a huge amount of the current that will be flowing. Like we have seen, the due to this supply voltage, there will be a voltage across this diode, and that voltage would be equal to, we can find this voltage. This is, suppose this is V. So we can find this voltage like in this way. We will do open circuit this Zener diode. This is Vi. This is RL. So we have to find this V voltage. This is R. So what we can do? We can find the value of the current flowing through this circuit. So this current will be equal to Vi minus IR minus IRL. So it will be, I would be equal to Vi upon R plus RL. So this is the amount of the current that is flowing through the circuit. Now we can find the voltage across the RL. This voltage would be equal to RL upon R plus RL multiplied by Vi. This is the voltage across the RL. Now we can see this V is in parallel with this RL. So the voltage across this RL, that will be equal to V. So this V would be equal to VL barabar RL upon R plus RL Vi. So basically this is the formula by which we can calculate the voltage across this diode due to this supply voltage. Now if this voltage V that we have calculated with the help of this formula, this V is greater than the VZ voltage or equal to the VZ voltage, then this diode will be replaced with a VZ voltage. And if this V is less than the VZ, then diode will be in the open circuit. So now we can see we have calculated this V voltage here. In the last slide I have told you, this is the V voltage that we have calculated. And if this V voltage is greater than or equal to VZ, then the Zener is on and the appropriate equivalent model can be substituted. And if this V is less than VZ, the diode is off and the open circuit equivalent is substituted. So now we substitute the value like we have the case V is greater than or equal to VZ. So we have replaced this diode with a VZ potential. Now we will see, and the N plate will be replaced with the positive polarity and P plate will be replaced with the negative polarity, because the diode is working in the reverse bias region. So here we can see now this VL voltage is in parallel with the VZ. So in this case VL barabar VZ. And also if we replace, if V is less than VZ, then Zener is open. Zener is open and it will be like in this way. Then VL barabar V. So if the value of V is coming less than VZ, it means Zener will be open and VL barabar V. And if V is greater than or equal to VZ, it means Zener will be replaced with VZ, and in that case VL would be equal to VZ. Now like this numerical is given, so we have to find VL, VR, IZ, PZ. So here first of all we have to find the voltage across this diode V due to this supply voltage. So for that we will use the formula V is equal to RL upon R plus RL multiplied by Vi. So RL is 1.2, R is 1 plus 1.2 multiplied by 16. So it will be 1.2 upon 2.2 multiplied by 16. So we will see this voltage will be coming out as 8.7 something. And if this V is less than now VZ, Vz is given as 10 volt and our answer is coming as 8.7 approximately. So we can see if V is less than Vz, Zener will be replaced with open circuit. So now equivalent circuit will be like this, will be open, plus minus 16 volt, and this is 1.2k. So in this case, when Zener is open, our output VL is equal to V. So here VL is equal to 8.7. It may be different also, I have not calculated here. So it 8.7. Okay. So here now output voltage, this VL we have calculated, this is equal to 8.7. Now VR would be equal to this VI minus VL, because we can, this is a VR, we can apply KVL here. So we can find the value of VR here. IZ and PZ, the value of IZ and PZ will be 0 because diode is open now and no current is flowing across this diode. That's why the value of IZ and PZ will be 0. So other two cases we will be discussing in the next lecture. So thank you.